Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Work in Progress, where me, Nathan, and my co-host
Craig,
we talk all things positive regarding our beautiful hometown of Blackpool to try and shift the narrative away from some of the negativity that sometimes swirls around us here on the seaside. We're fortunate enough to be joined by an amazing local character called Scot Tudhope. Scot, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No, it's our pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. And we're going to get to know a little bit more about what Scot does for Blackpool and for the community of Blackpool. As always, we appreciate your support, listening, watching, subscribing and all that jazz. But without further ado, welcome, Scot. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your Blackpool story? Where have you come from?
So, I'm actually from Blackpool. My family came over from Scotland when they were a lot younger. When my mum was pregnant, we was actually due to go back to Scotland because my dad wanted me to be born in Scotland. But I came a little bit earlier, 4 or 5 weeks premature apparently. I was meant to be called Lee.
Yeah.
And my dad changed it to Scot because he wanted me to be a Scot.
Oh,
so it might not have been,
that's his way of him getting his own way.
That's how bitter some of these Scottish people are. They're like, well, he might not have been born in Scotland, but he's still going to be a Scot.
Yeah,
and he insisted I spelled it with one T.
Are there a load of kids in Scotland called Ing?
I hope so.
I very much doubt it.
I'd love to think so.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, so I was obviously born in Blackpool. I went to Revo, grew up around Central Drive, Revo area.
With my brothers, weren't you?
Yeah, with your Solly and Asa and all the crew around there. And from Revo went on to Warbrick, and then from there went on to plastering and did other things for a little while, and then I found my calling in sports and fitness.
Brilliant. So it's a fair old education, isn't it? Revo and
it's
Warbrick.
Definitely an education.
Yeah.
You'd literally get sent to the corner shop and you'd have 2 fights by the time you got back. It was quite a rough area.
Yeah.
You'd go with the money for your shopping, you'd have to fight to keep the money to go to get the shopping, then you have to fight to keep your shopping.
Well, there you go.
So it was an interesting upbringing.
So that paved your way to your martial arts career, really, didn't it?
It's not like that. All the kids used to play out. So you'd be on the streets and everyone would be playing out, and it was kind of Lord of the Flies at the time. You just all, like, you always try to find that pecking order.
Yeah, bit of Law of the Jungle stuff.
You sort of knew who was the toughest lads and that sort of thing.
But in a way, that kind of enabled things to get taken care of without being escalated in many ways.
If you went home and said someone had hit you, your parents would say, go and hit them back.
Yeah, or go and sort it out.
If an adult if you went home and said that Mr. Jenkins has just smacked you, you wouldn't be like, where is it? You'd be like, why did he smack you? What have you done? And then you get another good idea for doing something that warranted a good idea.
a very different time, wasn't it then? And you know, there is an element missing of that, especially with the online world. Yeah. You know, an online world where people can say whatever they want.
No consequences now, is there?
There was very immediate consequences if you called someone a name back then.
Yeah,
it was usually a fight.
We could probably maybe try and meet somewhere in the middle, I think, around that.
We're not going to go back to them days.
No, maybe not back to them days. But,
I just think kids are missing out now by not actually playing out. They haven't got that same social thing. Trying to explain to them what knocking on for someone meant the other day.
Was you?
You're like, just knock on for them. Like, what does that mean? Call for them. What do you mean call for them? Text them. We don't have phones. You have to actually go and physically find your friends.
See where they were, where the ball was getting kicked about.
Yeah, you'd walk down to River Park, they're not there, right? Now I've got to go to Stanley Park, they're not there. Let's have a look in town, right? Might find them. And you might spend half the day trying to find
It was a proper strategy as well, wasn't it? Because you had like your best mates, but then you'd have like who was closest. So you'd have to figure out an order of like, well, my best mate lives there, but then if he's not in, my second best mate lives further away, so I'll try them guys on the way.
And then what route would they normally take? When we walk down there, we go this way, right, let's go down that street.
Yeah, it's like a kind of, do you remember, all join up on the top?
My kids say to me all the time, I'm bored, and I'm like, you don't know the meaning of the word. No. Don't know the meaning of it. I know, I just heard myself say that. So, of Revo, Warbrick, bit of a baptism of fire into life in Blackpool as a young man. Plastering, did you say?
Yeah, I got into plastering for a good few years. My dad's friend, a guy called John Taggart, came around, was doing some work on my house. I was only like 12 or 13, but I remember seeing him get a big bucket of just slop, stick it on a table, and then making all these like smooth, shiny surfaces.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That's amazing, I want to be able to do that. And I became a plasterer. Did that for 5-6 years. as an apprentice, then actually earning a living. Really enjoyed it, but I had a few issues with my knees from playing sport.
Yeah.
There's like a growth plate injury called Osgood Slatters.
I had it.
Yeah, if you've been physical as a kid, if you've done anything like a lot of sport, I think your Solly had it as well. We had a lot of the football lads had it.
Yeah.
My daughter's got it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, a lot of them back then. They just went, "Oh, you've got growing pains."
Yeah, it was.
And it was not. It's not. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
You've got growth plate issues which need certain treatment.
Yeah, I had Osgood Slatters. I remember hearing it for the first time from the doctor, and I was like, "What's that?"
They put my leg in a full cast, which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
So they made it worse.
Yeah, they've told her to just play through the pain, basically. Like, you're not going to damage it.
No, it's idiotic.
Yeah.
So I had that and got very frustrated with the medical profession. Still to this day, I'm very frustrated by them. And no one had the answers for me.
Yeah.
So I was working as a grounds maintenance guy, cutting grass at Ashfield College. So I remember seeing some of the people there, and I knew one of the lads there, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I'm doing a course. I was like, "What on?" Sports therapy. I was like, "I never heard of it."
Yeah.
I was, "What you do? It's like physiotherapy, but for sports." And he wasn't the brightest. I mean, I wasn't the brightest at school, but I was okay. And I was like, "So explain it." So he told me. I was like, "Right, I'm going to go and do that then."
Yeah. Was that the first step towards?
Yeah. So I walked into college. I had like a vest on, pair of combat sort of green pants and big rigger boots. And I walked in and went, "Can I sign up for a sports therapy course?" I went, "Are you literate in Lotus, Word, this and the other?" I didn't know what any of them words meant. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he went, "You know how to work all these formats and programs on the computer?" Yeah, sure. I never used a computer. Ever. I never even switched one on. I was like, yeah, sure. So, okay, signed up for it.
Relatable.
Yeah, definitely.
In my head, I was like, if no one's going to fix me out, I'm going to figure it out myself.
Good for you, yeah.
So I did, it was meant to be a 2-year course, but it was condensed into a year. So I signed up for sports therapy on the first day. It's like, "We need you to do a CV and a little bit about yourself." So I'm looking at this computer like this, and I'm looking at the girl next to me going, "What's she doing there?" So I'm looking around, and the tutor came on and went, "Are you okay, Scott?" I was like, yeah. "How do I turn this on?" She went, "Oh, is it different to yours?" I went, yeah. This one exists, I haven't got one.
Yeah.
So looking around, and she just went, "Press that button there." So I was like, "Now what do I do?" She went, "I thought you know how to use a computer." I was like, no, not a clue. So
but they already accepted you now, so you're all right.
I'm signed on. So she said, "Well, you're going to have to just sort of figure it out." So I spoke to the tutor there, the computer guy, and I went, "Can you give me a little bit of tips so I'll come in early and I'll stay late." So I'd get there an hour and a half early before class. I lived on Kent Road as well.
Yeah.
So I used to run to Lytham at Ansdell College.
Yeah.
So I had no money, so I used to run there and get there early, get on the computer, and then do the work that this guy had given me. To sort of learn how to just basic formatting and stuff and write reports, and then I'd stay a little bit later as well, and then just nailed it.
Oh, brilliant.
I sorted out how to do it all, and I was teaching her how to do certain PowerPoint things that I'd never done before. And then
the student becomes the master.
And I was bloody minded because I just thought, I haven't had help from people before, so I'm just going to have to do it myself.
Yeah. Well, we talk quite a lot about Blackpool grit, Blackpool resilience, and you know.
I think it's stubbornness as well. My friend used to call me the most stubborn man alive because I'm like, "You can tell me I can't do it." I'm like,
"I'm going to make sure you do it."
All right.
Yeah. But there's something about resourcefulness as well, and that maybe gift of the gab that we perhaps have. So you kind of said what you needed to say to get where you needed to get to, and then you did the work.
Yeah, you just sort of, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
I've always had like a solution-based mindset. I don't like see it as a problem.
Yeah.
It's just a solution I haven't thought of yet.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. And it used to drive Bev mad, my missus, and I just go, she start panicking about something or other, and I'll go, "It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it."
Look, just change the focus on what it is.
Like,
That might explain why there's so many like telesales call centres in Blackpool, because we are just blaggers, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, but
in a way.
we've sold things on the front for so long that it's within our DNA, I think.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of really good telesales guys.
Yeah, there is. I mean, people are exceptionally good at selling, and that's one of the things that perhaps is.
And I'm not one of them.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
I met a guy called Daz Street who gave me a job actually doing telesales for a little while. I owe him a lot, really. He really gave me an opportunity when I was really at a low time in my life, and he really helped me out. And again, gift of the gab, can sell absolutely anything. Great guy, Daz. But he's still working, still selling advertising.
Yeah, and there's I know
very successful.
Loads of pals of mine who've gone on to do amazing things really in that marketing advertising game. But and you look at like there's global organisations now, like 11 Sports Media, that originated in Blackpool. That's like a global operation.
Like the Wolf of Whitegate Drive, sort of little
yeah, like
little
that.
film.
That's nice. Yeah, you coined
I've been thinking of streets beginning with W. I'm like, Whitegate Drive.
We lived off one for a long time.
Yeah.
So Scott, tell us about your role in Blackpool now and all the brilliant things you're doing.
From the sports therapy side of it, that was kind of my launch pad. I started off with sports therapy, and from there we had to do like a 10-week course on something like a client thing, where you had a client that present with certain issues, and then you had to sort of provide 10 weeks of treatment. So I did it on myself.
Yeah,
I made up a name for someone, and I said presenting with this injury, and all the rest of it, and just made it about me. Yeah. And then I diagnosed myself. I treated myself using all their equipment and all their things, and then I pretty much fixed myself. So I realised it was a growth plate injury, and then I had to basically strengthen the muscles all around my knee and keep it mobile, and then take the right supplements and things. And then within like 10, 12 weeks, my knee was fine. I was absolutely fine.
Yeah,
so
for
your daughter,
you're going to have to tell Faye.
Yeah, she said it's been like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
She stopped playing for ages, and then
I had to end up stopping playing.
I think stopping's not the right thing to do exactly, but definitely strengthening. If you look at the mechanics of the knee, it's got a lot of muscles around it. So if you can strengthen up like the lower leg muscles and the upper leg and inner and outer thigh muscles, that gives that support to it.
Yeah, she's actually she's now at a point where I think she doesn't get the pain anymore. And she we were at training like 2 weeks ago, and I said to do you know James Burgess?
Yeah.
So I said to Burgess, I was like, oh, Faye's running a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And then I just said to her, I said, oh, you look like you can run quicker. She was like, oh yeah, my knee stopped hurting.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh right, okay.
Without going into the specifics of Osgood's Ladders, but if my memory serves me correctly, is it to do with your bones?
Yeah, so your tib and they fuse to the knee, but it's during puberty. So if you're doing a lot of high impact sports, like we did with like 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and there's a lot of movement, it doesn't get time to properly sort of fuse. And then what happens is like little bone flakes sort of wear off, and then goes into the synovial, so like the capsule around the knee, and that's where you get the pain from, because little bone fragments are...
It's tough, isn't it? Because you want your kids to be active and do sport and then they get injuries from it, and it's kind of like...
Well, my son snapped his arm doing judo. He completely snapped it. He's got pins in it. And that
How old?
At the time was 14. So he was massive. He was
It's not a
bigger
wet
than me.
paper towel job, that, is it?
He was bigger than me at 14. So they put him in. I remember taking him up to the hospital to have an operation that night, and his arm was like bent the wrong way. And as a coach, I'm teaching a class at the time. I'm trying not to go.
With it being your lad.
Yeah, and so he doesn't panic, and no one else panics, and then took him to hospital. I slept over. They got me a little bed because they didn't want to leave him. And they wheeled him in, and they were like, "This is the kids' ward." And he went, yeah, he's 14. She went, Jesus Christ, the size of this kid. He was like 5'10" at like 13, massive, like 15 stone.
Right.
He's a big lad, played rugby a little bit as well.
It's that age though, isn't it, where that sort of 12, 13, 14, where like some of the kids still look like little kids and some of them just look like boys. My daughter plays for, she played for a boys team last season, and she's quite like a early developer. She looked like the mum of some of them. She literally looked like the mum. And then other kids had beards. And were like
That was my life at Warbeck. I stayed about this big till I was about 15, and everyone else had full grown beards.
It's tough, wasn't it? It was so tough. I still don't have arm hair, and I'm 40.
We were playing international tournaments. Guys coming over from America and stuff, and I play for SC Rangers. The guys coming over. And Spirit of Youth, and America's Canadians walking around smoking, like full beards. We're like skinny, like 8 stone weight through it. We're playing them. 35 years old.
I bet he still won.
We had a guy.
We lost in the finals.
We had a guy at school who he'd moved up, and I think he'd got like he played rugby for England when he was about 12, and I remember just like I was like, you're bigger than my dad. And I remember like we tried to stop him once, and like we had one wrap round each leg, and he just walked down the corridor at school.
That's what a film.
That's my lad when he played rugby. Had like 3 people just walked through.
Yeah, it was like it was so impressive. We were like we tried to take him down once, and it was
Impossible.
like a karate movie. We were just getting all flung, like in good jest. In good jest, you know.
So your body's fixed.
So I started doing sports therapy, and then I got offered a job at Thornton Sports Centre. I'm going to say offered. There was a job going, and I applied for it. And again, there's certain people in my life that have really sort of helped me, and they're like pivotal moments in my life. And there's a lady there called Jane Berry. I think she's gone on to be married again now, but she was amazing. I had an interview with her, and she was lovely as well, really, really nice. And did an interview, and I was living on Kent Road. I was living on 45p a day. Right. So that's why I was running to college and back. I was buying a bag of passion, a big tin of soup, and having like teaspoon of soup with my pasta and just trying to make it last. And she gave me the interview, and she went, "Well, let you know by the end of the week." Okay, so I rang her the next day. I went, "Have you decided yet? Have I got the job?" And she was like, "Well, we're going to let you know. We're interviewing other people." I was like, "There's no point. Just give me the job. don't need to interview anyone else. Give me the job. I'll be really good. I promise you. I'll never let you down." She was like, "Right, okay, we'll keep you in consideration." I was like, "Okay." Rang her the next day. "Hi, Jane." She's like, "Listen, you stop ringing me." And I've been ringing her again. I rang her every day for the whole week, and she rang me and says, "Oh, we'd like to offer you the job," and I was just jumping up and down. And that was the start of it. That's put me. That was my proper launch pad into fitness, because it gave me the opportunity, and she taught me a lot about how to talk to customers, because I was really shy. But I could talk to, like, for girls my own age, I was okay, but there was just something about talking to women who were in their like 30s and 40s. I was just terrified. I think probably childhood trauma maybe, but I was just like, how do I talk? How do I approach it? Just walk up to a stranger and go, "Hi, how's your day going?" Okay. And have that confidence, and she's made me do it. Go and talk to her. I went, "Without anything." All right.
Just stepping into that discomfort.
Standing there like an awkward kid. Hiya. She's like, "You all right, love?" So that sort of brought me on for my confidence. And then I started working on the doors as well as a bounce, which one of my big fears was drunken people. Especially from growing up and around a lot of like domestic violence and drink and all that kind of stuff, especially on Central Drive, I'm sure, you know. And that was one of my big fears. So to kind of get over that a little bit, I started working on the doors and get some money in, because I was skint. So I was doing part-time gym instructor, part-time on the doors as well. And looking back now, I was sort of developing my confidence and my character. And,
it's that front-facing, talking to people, communicating.
Because I was one of those kids at school. If you ask me a question, I just go red. Now I've done seminars, taught classes in Germany to over 150, 200 people. Confident.
What a journey. I mean, already you've mentioned two significant people in that journey already, and we're still only at the start, really, aren't we?
There is on page one of questions.
I told you.
But it's really great that in our local area there are people that are willing to give a little bit back and to give.
Well, this is why we're doing this podcast,
opportunities
for these stories.
I think something like this is great. I've talked for ages about doing something. I had an idea for a podcast years ago, just like tell me a story. Just get local people, anybody, just tell me one story. Tell me something that means something to you. Just tell me one thing that's funny or sad or engaging, uplifting, anything.
Because
that's why it's good like this. That's why I sort of reached out.
As soon as you messaged, I was like, because you're doing something that's. Because we're going to get on to what you're doing, actively doing now, day to day, and it's so important for the young community of Blackpool and adults, but particularly that next generation who are looking for somewhere to belong. Because you've got your own. There's
a sense of community.
You've got your own gym now, haven't you? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I went from doing the gym instructor and working on the doors. And I was on the doors, looked about 12 years old. I look more like a bouncer now than I did then, let's put it that way. So I was about 12 and a half stone, not particularly big, looked like a child. And I remember working at the Blarney Stone, which is now Lionel's Rum Bar. So I was working there, and I was this big Irish fella, and he was just absolutely steaming. And the boss, like, as a bit of a test, I think it's one of my first nights, went, "Hey, you go and get him out of here." And I was like, "How?" I had no idea how to. I'm like, "It's twice the size of me, what do I do?" Like, "You have to leave, mate, fuck off." It was just one of them.
I can imagine,
Right, okay. So it was like, I'm to sort of wrestle him out, then he started trying to have a little tussle. So then it was just like, throwing loads of shots, and then just body shots, and just try and drag him out. So it was just a couple of shots, drag him, and then absolutely shattered. And Shuggy, again, another guy who gave me an amazing opportunity to help sort of change my life a little bit, went, "Why don't you go and speak to one of the guys on the door there? He's an ex-army guy, does martial arts." "I'm not interested in rolling around the floor in my pyjamas." And he was just go and speak to him. He does a lot of like restraining stuff. So he asked me, went over and spoke to him, and he's called Gary. We don't really talk these days for a number of reasons, but at the time, I started training with him. He went, "Why don't you come down on a Sunday and do a little bit with us?" So I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And he went, "I'll show you a couple of locks if you want." I went, yeah, sure, like an idiot. I was like, yeah, sure. And spent 4.5 hours getting filled in. It was like my arms at my back, my fingers getting twitched, got thumbs and pens and things in my neck and my face, my eyes, and my nose is up here. And some guy walked past and just to be pinned against the wall. He went, oh, leave that lad alone. I went, it's all right. It's okay, I'm training.
Yeah, believe it or not, I've asked for it.
Do it again. I went down to my first proper training session on a Sunday, which was, he said, was loads of beginners, and it was just all black belts having a seminar.
Oh, God.
I just got the shit kicked out of me for about 4 hours. It was quite humbling because in our small group of friends, and it's the same on the doors, and in my small group of friends, I was a fairly tough lad. I could look after myself. I was one of the tougher lads. And then you go into a room where you by far the weakest, softest,
inexperienced, more than anything,
inexperienced, and these lads are all like been fighting and working the doors for years, and you just sit there like, what am I doing here? And it was very, very humbling, very, very quickly. You're now the weak link. So then you have to get yourself trained and fit and strong and all the rest of it, and that helps. It's all linked in because I was doing the doors to help get money while I was going to go to college, and I got my start in fitness because I went to college. And, it was all sort of intertwined really.
And the one thing that's the theme. There's a few themes jumping out to me, but the perseverance of recognising something, like you said before, solution focused. It's like there's an area where I might need to improve.
There's
How
something
can
I
I
need to
improve
work
it?
on, so I need to address
That's
it.
a big sports thing anyway, though, isn't it?
I think so.
The kind of,
I think it's a survival thing as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
When you've never had anything, and like, I've come from quite a violent childhood, really, quite a bad childhood. So you're sort of having to think on your feet and survive, and you're always trying to find little ways to get money and food sometimes.
And move to the next part, the next day, the next week.
So you can't sit and feel sorry for yourself. You've got to think, right, this is the issue. How do I fix it? Let's work around it. So that's stuck me in good stead, I think, for most of my life.
So getting filled in by a load of black belts gave you the bug, did it?
Yeah. So I remember limping home. My lip was a little bit bust. My eye was a bit swollen. And I went back, and I was with one of the girls I was with at the time. She was like, "Oh my God, what's happened to you?" I was like, "That's awesome. I'm doing that again. I'm going back on Wednesday." And she went, "You went back?" I was like, "Absolutely. Even if I can't walk, I'm going." So I went back Wednesday, and they were all looking at me going, "Oh, he's back. Jesus Christ, he's come back for more." I was like, "Yeah." And I've trained ever since. I was like 1995, 96, and I've trained ever since. So then I got the bug for martial arts. It became a massive part of like, who I am, as well as my fitness. And it's funny because that sort of became my persona. You got sort of known as like the martial arts guy. And like now, a lot of people are doing it. Back then, it was almost niche.
It wasn't as common, was it? No,
there was only a few of us. There was only a few of us in Blackpool doing it, but we all sort of know each other still. I mean, we knew each other who one another was then, and friendships were sort of formed, and training alliances and partnerships and stuff was come from there. So I got the bug for not just training, but then coaching and teaching. Because my instructor at the time wasn't the greatest. He had a set of things that he knew. He wasn't open to learn anything new.
Right.
He was like, I know this. There's nothing else I need to know. Whereas I was like, I need to know more.
So you're thinking of broadening your skills.
I'd ask him a question. He'd go, I don't need to know that. I go, I do. Oh, that's why I'm asking. No, I'll just do this instead. I was like, that's an answer for a different question. I want this question answered. So he couldn't answer it. So I still stayed loyal to him, still stayed in his club. But then I'd start training elsewhere to try and fill my knowledge and then take it back to his club and show him and other students. Wasn't very readily received from him after a number of issues which I can't really go into for a number of reasons.
That's all right. We can skip over that bit.
Inappropriate things I don't really want to talk about him. I set up my own place in about 2001, 2002, and I started teaching professionally in schools as well.
Wow.
So I was travelling the country teaching judo, self-defence, and absolutely loved it. And I found my feet teaching in my own way and not sort of parroting the way he taught. So I developed my own style and stuff, and I absolutely just fell in love with coaching and teaching. And I've been coaching professionally ever since. That was like April 2001.
Wow.
But before, even late 90s, I was still teaching. And doing that.
So for people who might not know, where is your gym? And
so my gym's now
moved
again. So we've been in where we are now for over 2 years. We're at George Street. So if you know where KFC is, we're right behind KFC. There used to be bright print below it. We've got the building above it.
Oh, yes.
Before that, we were at Waterloo Road behind JW Signs. That was my first gym. The story behind that was pretty funny. When I was doing I've also got a degree. I did my degree in sports development and coaching. Like jumping back and forward a little bit.
No, I
did warn you.
What a guest, by the way.
I did warn
I'm just
you.
thinking, we're just like sat listening.
This
is great.
So I was at college doing my degree, Full-time dad. I
Yeah.
had my son. My now ex-wife was working full-time. I was working and doing my degree and my son and teaching and everything else at the same time. So we sort of just made it work at the time. So I went for a job interview just to get practice on my third year of my degree.
Yeah.
Just go through get used to the process of applying for a job in sports development. And 96 applicants. And I got through to the final 16.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well,
I can
yeah.
I can brag about that a little bit at
definitely.
college. And then I got shortlisted for a group of 10. And I was like, well, this is
Hang on a minute.
It's getting interesting. And then I got an email saying, could you come in for an interview? You've been shortlisted for the last 4.
Wow.
You need to do a presentation and they give me a subject to present on. I was like, right. So I just treated it like an assignment.
Yeah.
So it's extra practice for my assignments because I wasn't the most academic. So I did my presentation, printed out hard copies in case the projector wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I tried to sort of account for every eventuality, again, solutions. What isn't working, what's not compatible, so I give them hard copies. And when I got there, so I introduced myself, gave them the hard copies, went, oh, no, we want it on PowerPoint. So I've got that as well.
Yeah.
But just in case there's any kind of technical issues, you've got a hard copy I can refer to.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, yeah, nodding at each other. That was good.
Resourceful again.
Yeah, and then I got down to just between me and another guy. And the guy that got the job was doing this is an entry-level job in sports development. And he actually was a manager from another council doing that job. And he just wanted a stopgap for him.
Right.
So when they told me, oh, we've considered you, but we're going to give it to this guy. I was like, oh, that's a mistake. I went, sorry? I went, that's a mistake. I said, not just because for me, but from a managerial standpoint, that's a mistake. That's an error in your judgment, really. And he went, well, what do you mean by that? I went, well, this guy's only been there for a little while. I'm going at the ground level to be trained and I can be taught the way you want me to do it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, career.
This guy's looking for until he gets another job.
Yeah.
Because I do think that's a mistake. And, well, we'll keep it under consideration. I went, okay. And then I just thought, people are idiots. I don't want to work for people. I want to work for myself. So I went home that night, found... got on the old Google and had a look around at Rightmove and different places for commercial premises. Thought, I'm going to open up my own gym.
Good for you.
People are idiots. I had some student loan money that I had saved up. My ex-wife had some student loan money. And then we just bought some mats, got the building, kitted it all out, and then started a gym.
Brilliant.
And been running ever since.
And have you always worked with like young people and adults?
Yeah. Like I say, I started off. The reason why I opened up my own gym was I was teaching in private schools, so like the posh independent schools, you know, like all around the country and stuff.
Yeah.
So you walk down the corridors and Carol Vorderman and Richard Whiteley walked down. Like some kid off the estate on Central Drive. And then like, you go into another, you're like, that's Russell Harty. I remember it from TV. Yeah. And
that's some maths teacher, that, isn't it?
it's crazy. It's crazy. All the kids are like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet
and
they
then
were.
there was some guy off Coronation Street, Holsworth.
Reg.
Yeah, Randy Reg. I was teaching his son.
Yeah.
I'm teaching his son at Stonehurst College over Clitheroe Way. Amazing school. All over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I used to drive down to Clitheroe and see Michael Bisping going on his runs in the morning.
Wow.
So I lived all that way.
So is it because, do you feel like the private independent ones perhaps were more willing to
I think for me what I see
go
was,
down that road of combat
because they got a lot of
sports?
money. It's just they got money. They had when I was at Moorlands in Clitheroe, they had a guy called Charlie from Man United, so they could afford elite level.
Yeah.
There's some of these kids there. The families are like politicians.
Yeah.
There was King. I can't remember his name. King. Was it Carlos? King Carlos of Spain. His son was at a college I taught at in St Anne's in Windermere. He had to come in with a bodyguard detail.
Yeah.
I'm like, what has my life become? I'm like some little chav from an estate. I'm teaching all these posh kids. It's mental. And I just thought, I want to give this to my community.
Yeah.
These kids are getting high level coaching. They're getting all this good coaching. And I wish I never had it when I was a kid. I went to the judo club at the library. Well, we ended up for a little while. Which is a whole other story. I went there and I couldn't afford it. It was like a free lesson. You had to buy a license, you had to buy insurance, you had to buy a uniform. I couldn't afford any of that. My mum wasn't giving me any money. I never saw her. She was always in the pub. She was in the Central, the Trades Club. I'd never seen him. So, can you have money for training? No.
Yeah.
All right, we're not doing that then.
Yeah.
So I wanted to offer something to my community at an affordable price.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are quite expensive. So that's why I wanted to open up my own gym initially, was to give like a really high level, state-of-the-art facility and coaching to the people in my community.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, I think. I had the biggest mat space, I had the best facilities, I had really, really good coaches at the time, which was myself, doing mainly judo, And Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and fitness, I had John Tonkinson
as
an MMA coach. John's amazing coach.
A few years above me at school, I think.
Yeah,
John.
amazing
was
coach.
Kickboxer, I think.
Yeah,
at
mainly
one point,
kickboxing, and he's an MMA coach as well. He's still active now.
Yeah.
Crazy Gate MMA with Lone Star guys over at the Hill Estate. If you're into Muay Thai or MMA, if you don't want to come to us, go to them. There's plenty of MMA. You don't have to come to my gym.
Yeah.
But really, I highly recommend John. Great coach. And we had Paul Rice for Jiu-Jitsu. And again, Rice has got his own gym, Enigma, out by Big Tesco.
Yeah.
Amazing coach. He's the person who actually got me into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the first place. And again, another person who I owe a lot to for getting me into something that I've become my livelihood and my passion in life a little bit. So, so I started off with that. And then we moved around a little bit for different reasons. The roof started leaking a lot and realised that asbestos probably wasn't the best.
It's a common theme, isn't it? Leaky roofs,
asbestos and issues. And we moved on from there to Talbot Road. We were there for 6 years. Yeah. And again, we'll go back to the roof issue.
Were you on the corner of Victory?
No, we were right across from the Shell garage.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Hollowell's are there now.
Oh,
They were my landlords. Yeah. I've been very lucky with landlords. I had John Wood at JW, amazing guy. I still see him now, still speak to him. Great landlord. I had the Hollywells, amazing landlords. During COVID, they stopped charging me rent.
Brilliant.
Let me keep going, or sort of had to close.
To be fair, I'd stop charging you rent as well.
You can do what you want,
I just rab it forever. I did warn you. But the Hollywells are amazing, really good landlords. And then the landlord I've got now, Phil, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I've been very lucky with landlords.
Where? Because we were talking before we started recording about your scholars program. I just think that's such an amazing thing. Yeah. So the scholarship program I've got now started over a year. We're I think to our second year now, and we had a couple of teenagers train with us, Poppy and Tom. Great kids. They're very successful. They came to us from another gym briefly. And then they went back to their original gym because they didn't have enough people their age. Yeah. And I was just like, I get it, I can see it. And it made me address a shortcoming in what we had there. Yeah. So I sat there and then I kept reading all this stuff about teenagers getting into trouble and this. And I'm in a position where I can actually make a difference and do something. So I was in Tenerife at the time. And I was just walking around, I was like, I've got an idea. So Bev's like a soundboard for everything. She's my best friend and we're getting married in April. And we're just like, what do you think to this? Congratulations. Oh, thank you. And we sat down and I started writing some stuff down and she was like, it's a great idea. So I started messaging local businesses. And he goes, I've got an idea to help get some kids off the street, some teenagers off the street. Would you be willing to pay for 12 months membership? So the ground level was like, pay for their membership for 12 months. So different memberships, either 11 to 16 and 16 to 18. Yeah. So it's different pricing. So that was like the basic. And then if they wanted to add on uniforms as well, they could do that. Yeah. And they can negotiate between if they want to do for any competitions and things like that. So within 2 weeks, I had about 6 or 7 people. I had a friend of mine, Darren Spedding, was one of the first ones to sign up. Great lad. Great lad. He was like, yep, sure. Doesn't even like martial arts. Yeah. No interest in MMA, but like, no, I believe what you're doing. But there's a recognition of the value of it. He's known me a long time. He knows what I do. He knows I'm genuine. And he's on his second year now sponsoring. Brilliant. And another local person willing to invest in local young people. There's a lot. There's some people who don't want to be named. I had people from America sending money. Wow. That's not going to do any good for them. There's no advertising for them. But like, no, I'll keep doing what you do, Scott. I like it. We just had another one from America come through from a wellness clinic. Nico, great guy. My friend Trevor in America, same thing. Yeah. He put me onto Nico as well. I had Mark at Fix It Windows. He was another one. One of our biggest supporters is Sass over at South Shore Pit Stop, who's unfortunately their cafe went up in the fight with Smart Mouth. Was that there? Yeah, that was theirs, and she was one of the first people to sign up. She sponsors Chris. And she still continues to sponsor him now, even though she hasn't got a business. Wow. Hopefully she'll get back in. That level of just kindness and selflessness is amazing. She's amazing. The stuff she does with that cafe is phenomenal. I went to speak to her about the scholarship, and they've got like little clinics going on. Like people struggling with benefits, the people they're talking about it. There's mental health things. There's all these community things going on. I'm like, this is a proper community place. So what she built there is incredible, and I really hope she gets either a new premises or gets back up running, because it's a very, very valuable thing that she does. She's got loads of awards for it. Yeah. And she should. She deserves every little bit of it. Yeah. She's fantastic. So she was one of the first sort of uptakes on our scholarship.
we ended up with Fal Kids Foundation. They sponsored 2 people. They're on the second year of sponsoring them now. They've got 2 great kids as well. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of people sponsoring them. So we're on our second year. So some drop off and some carry on.
Yeah.
We've got Jordan over at the boarding kennels and Cap Kennels. They're doing well in Bisp Cavendish. So there's a lot of people still believe in us and still paying.
It's a case of people who maybe wouldn't ordinarily have the means to have the membership.
That's the main thing. It was some people, like I did as a kid, may struggle financially. Without embarrassing people, some people just haven't got that extra income.
Well, it's a lot of money, isn't it? Like you say, even though you're trying to do it an accessible thing.
We're fairly cheap. It's anywhere from £35 to £60 a month. For kids is 35 and adults is 60, and then we've got students at 35 and things like that. So it's fair, but you can train 7 days a week. 2-3 classes a night, so it's very, very cheap. Too cheap, I get told sometimes. Like I say, I want to make it affordable.
It's that fine line, isn't it? You've got to look after yourself.
The hardest part for me, I find pricing.
Money's never been a motivational tool for me. So I've never had money, so I'm not really. I don't. If I won the lottery, I'd give it. But I'd go, just give it. I don't care.
You deal with that.
I don't care about money at all. It's not my fault.
It's not your driver, is it?
I was in a position to help, so I did. And the lads have been very successful. They've been competing in jiu-jitsu, fighting MMA. We've got some lads fighting. We've got 3 of them fighting this weekend in Newcastle on Ian Freeman's Machine MMA show. Great show, very well run. Ian's a legend of UFC and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of lads and girls competing and stuff for us as well. So we're still trying to get more funding. We've got 2 young lads now I'm trying to get funding for them. Great kids.
If there's any businesses or any other people who have influence over funding for local community projects, then get in touch with Scott. We'll tag him in the posts and stuff like that. How can people follow the gym?
So we're under UTC Blackpool on Instagram, and Facebook, TikTok as well. I'm not the best at TikTok.
Well, you're in the right company.
I'm learning. I've got young lads at the gym going, why don't you put me as a collaborator or something? I'm like, I would. I have no idea what that means, but okay, we'll do that. But the scholarship program's been really good. I've been really pleased with it. We've got some good kids, and we have like certain rules with it. You have to be, if you're actually at school, you have to be attending school. If you're at college, you have to be attending college. I work closely with the parents. The parents something go, he's been a bit of a dick in the house. I'll speak to him in the gym. He's not been at school for a few days or whatever else.
The old black belt treatment.
Right, come on, let's have a little roll. Let's have a little cuddle. So I work well with them. Some kids who were possibly going on that path towards the police sort of issue. We managed to bring them back around. I've had parents pull me to one side crying, thanking me for everything they've done for their kids. Their kids have had mental health.
I can imagine.
Yeah, they were on medication and having a bad time, and the parents have pulled me to one side, giving big hugs and thanking me. Now they're not on medication.
It's just
well.
so important.
I have I'm not a very emotional person, but I have a little tear in my eye sometimes because the parents ring me up and said they've gone from being in special measures at school to getting academic awards.
It's that sense of hopelessness and not having anywhere to turn, because those teenage years, as we know, are so challenging. Especially with boys, push away from family. They don't want to listen to family.
And they're trying to find their place. They're trying to find. It's like you want attention sometimes. And we've got a young kid called Jensen at the moment who's absolutely brilliant. He's such a good kid. He's brought his friend Callum down, and them two they won't mind me saying that they were getting in trouble at school. They're going this way. Even the teachers were like, they're a pain in the arse. And then since we're doing training with us in jiu-jitsu and MMA, they've come back around. Now they're getting academic awards, they're getting praise at school, and the parents are like, you don't understand how much of a different kid they are now.
Honestly, I can imagine.
Even their school teacher came in, because Big John trains at a gym up the road here called Savage MMA on Church Street.
Just down the road.
Yeah, so they're I won't say rival gyms, they're just another gym in Blackpool. But he trains there, and they come train with us sometimes, and he's pulled me to one side. He went, whatever you're doing with these lads, mate, keep it up.
It's so special. I work with a lot of young men, and so many of them are just looking for a place to belong.
Do you know what I think it is? Not a lot of them have just had this.
I was literally going to say
a lot of that.
I don't remember. I remember there's a guy called Jeff Orr coached me. I did drums. He taught me at Palatine College, and I was 19, and it was the first time anyone in a sort of teacher role told me I'd good at something. And I was like, and even now, like,
so important.
It just changed my life, because I was just like, oh right. He was like, and his phrase was like, you're a talented drummer, just stick at it, keep throwing shit at the fan, and eventually something will stick. And that phrase has got me through so many fucking difficult times, and you're like,
there's
come on.
so many of them phrases.
Yeah.
It's like hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourites. Like talent alone's not enough. You've got to put the dedication in. You've got to put the discipline in.
And finding a space where that stuff's instilled and it's part of the culture is so valuable.
I've been very lucky. I've had a lot of really influential people in my life. Unfortunately, a friend of mine passed away last year. Oliver Geddes, who was my jiu-jitsu coach. He was much more than a coach. He was one of the first people around about 2015 who sort of took us under his wing a little bit. You need sort of affiliations in jiu-jitsu. You need there's like a hierarchy of people who can access you and grade you and support you and stuff, and some might mentor you as well. And Ollie just sort of believed in us, came down, and he's polar opposite. He's very well spoken. He comes from a very affluent, very wealthy family. He sounds very, very posh.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Scott, Mr. Scott, can we have a word, please? Mr. Scott. Why on earth did you have to do that? All right. But he passed away from cancer last year.
Sorry to hear that.
And it feels like for the longest time, it just took a lot from me. It just took a lot of my motivation, my mojo. And just seeing the young lads in the gym and how everyone's rallying around in the gym. We've got lads now who are going out competing at high levels. We've got like Luke's a good example. Luke Garside, he's gone out competing on all these shows and absolutely smashing it. And he's inspiring young lads as well, as much as I am, I think. Because he's still young enough and active and things like that. They're watching him.
Chain of progression, isn't it? Yeah, you need it all.
It's the attainability as well.
And a lot of young
that's
lads
where I want to get to, but Scott's where I want to get to eventually.
And they're studying. They're all sort of studying it now. And I've always said I don't need to be the only voice in the gym. I don't need to be the only source of information. If someone's telling you some cool stuff and it's legit, great. I don't need to tell you.
Such a healthy environment.
We have a really good training environment
because obviously it's competitive and it's actually quite.
There's a lot of coaches.
Physical. I was going to say violent then, but I didn't want to bring that word in.
It's controlled.
But to know that they're actually learning off each other and they're bigging each other up and they're building one another up, that's such a healthy thing.
Sometimes I can hear them coaching, and the coach really wants to go, but just do this, and then I just stop myself and just listen and go, I don't need to add anything.
My work here is done.
We talked about
I'm proud watching them.
We talked about the sort of skateboarding community as well, didn't we? And how from the outside you think, it's a load of like hoodlums smoking weed and causing trouble, but actually it's a real positive sort of encouraging
community.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I got one of my kids and his dad go, and his dad's I'm guessing early 30s. Fit guy. He goes skateboarding. Chris goes skateboarding all the time. We've been past. We go walk around a lot. It looks great. Obviously, there is a smell of weed, but that's Blackpool in general. You can't walk anywhere without smelling weed.
You're right in that perception of baggy kit, hoods or whatever, dossing about. But actually, it's a very skillful thing to be able to do. But also, they're teaching each other.
Yeah,
they're watching, they're learning.
Those kids have found their place.
That's finding their place. And it's the same in
I might look at it and go, if I was that way out, I'll look and go, that's just weird. Yeah. I look at it and go, that's pretty cool.
Good on you,
You found your place in life. You found your community. And to be able to do those things takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of skill. I love anything that's skillful. I remember watching the Hot Ice Show. I'm going to waffle again. Sorry.
No, you're not. No.
When watching the Hot Ice Show, so I worked in kids' homes as well, which I'm back doing now. Working in children's homes, and we took some kids to watch it, and they're like, watching me all the time, that's amazing, right? We thought you'd think this is a little bit, it wasn't for you. I'm like, you understand how many hours it takes for them to get that right? I actually did strength and conditioning for one of the Hot Ice Show guys, got a guy called Michael Zendini, amazing guy, and the level of rehearsals and physical skill that they need is phenomenal. It's like dancing, ballet, anything.
Music.
Takes a lot. Yeah, music.
I'm not
endless hours. Built for drumming.
That's it. You whack them drums,
you can tell I'm the sitting down guy.
Yeah. But honestly, Scott, that I've completely and utterly been just hooked in with every word you've just been saying there about your gym and everything you stand for, your story of perseverance, community, well. And I think you're a beacon of what Blackpool is and could be.
It's a good metaphor for kind of. It's not what it appears, if that makes sense. And very much like Blackpool, it's not what it appears.
It's not always
I'm not
what
the best at sort of shouting about what we do. We run quite a lot of projects. Norrie. It does this anti-bullying thing. We've been running anti-bullying campaigns for years. So what we do is if anyone's been a victim of bullying, we give them 1 month free training. We give them a uniform to borrow for the whole month. And people get a thing. I think people have a thing as we're doing anti-bullying where they're going to teach kids how to fill kids in.
Yeah.
We don't, what we do is give them a positive environment with a positive peer group.
Yeah.
So we show them there's loads of nice people out there.
Yeah.
There's people out there that support
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
make you part of a team.
Yeah.
If you fall, they'll pick you back up. They've thrown you down first, but they'll pick you back up
Yeah,
again. And just in that month, we try to give them a little bit of confidence because we know bullies generally cowards who look at people who walk a certain way or a bit weak and seem a bit nervous.
They target
the
people.
The chest gets
deflection as well, isn't it?
And so we run that. We do like a domestic violence thing as well, same kind of format. We do 1 month free training for police and prison officers. I'm
shaking my head because, you know, I know you do your martial arts and I know you had a gym. I didn't know any of this, and I'm absolutely buzzing.
We
I'm
have
buzzing
now
off it.
8-9 police officers that train us from local bobbies to armed response to serious crime squad. So we have a gym full of coppers sometimes.
But that's interesting for the young lads, though.
That's great because we've got a lot of young lads now. Who want to go on into police? I was like, go and speak to what's their names? Go and speak to them.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
it's nice because I think it's
how many young lads have a difficult relationship with the police.
Yeah.
So have an environment where people are in the same place.
I was exactly the same.
It's really positive.
I remember getting told off by my ex-wife's friend Nikki. Because I remember saying to my son, "Don't talk to coppers. Don't talk to coppers." Because it's a central drive. You don't talk to police.
It's instilled.
Yeah. And then she went, "You shouldn't tell your son that." I went, "Why?" And she went, "Well, what if he needs a police officer? What if he's in trouble?
Yeah.
You know, you're telling him not to go and get help." And I went, "Okay, yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
And like from that moment on, I was like, "Oh, yeah."
And now you've got a community where you're training them.
We're training police officers, and we're giving them the opportunity to train, and it's nice because they're inspiring young lads. And the thing is, about 5 of the young lads now on the scholarship program want to be coaches.
Brilliant.
So they're signing up for sports coaching courses.
I mean, what
we follow? We want to do what you're doing.
To sometimes feel like there's nothing for you to then have a pathway. Of
and again, it's that unbelieving. I've got I'm a proper nerd. I've got hundreds of books on all subjects, but I've got a lot of sports coaching, sports development books, fitness instructing. I'm a qualified personal trainer and kettlebell coach as well as I'm also a qualified judo coach and tons of qualifications. So I've got a lot to pass on to the young lads. I'm like, if you want to borrow some books. If you want to do work experience, come and help me teach the kids. So
I mean, even just having someone who is visibly, physically fit, physically capable, but reads books and seeks to solve problems in their lives. That's so positive.
I think it's just trying to pass something on because we're not here forever. Pass something on. So when you've gone and the next generation come through,
what's your legacy?
And the legacy.
What's your legacy?
They're passing things on to the next generation.
That was a big thing for me with because I've played drums 20 odd years, and it's like, and again, we couldn't afford drum lessons as your family found
will
out.
testify hearing you banging on it.
So I learned to play sort of in my room. So even now, like my drum kit is very compact, and people are like, "Why is it so sort of close together?" It's like because it was in my garage and I didn't have and then I've kind of self-taught, learned all these things over the years, and now it's like I could show this to the next, and people like even people like my own age, like, "Oh wow, it's quite interesting." So it's like it's dead fulfilling as well, isn't it? Like, you've kind of like...
I've got to tell you a story.
Go on.
Right. So, I've got tons of stories. I'll tell you this one. It's quite a nice one. So when we had the place on Talbot Road, it was closing up. The bus stop's right outside. So I'd come out, and a lot of the kids would sit on the bus stop, on the step outside the gym and on the windowsill and stuff. And I come out, and there was a bit of paper on the thing. I thought, one of the kids had dropped it. So I opened it up. It was a suicide note. Oh. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I read it, and I'm sick of being alive. I don't want to be alive anymore. I'm getting... and named some girls now, I won't name names, but this girl's picking on me. She's pulled my hair, she's done this. Every day I go to school, I hate it because they pick on me. I just wish I had the courage. I'm trying to find a way to do it. I'm gonna any day now. I'm gonna go through it. And I've tried before and it didn't work. And it was like this whole thing. And I was like I'm almost crying. I was like, what the hell is this? So then I looked it up and it had the school emblem on it. I was like, right, I can. So I put a thing on Facebook. Do I know any teachers on here that work at this school? And people messaging me, Scott, just get hold of this person, give me loads of details. And so I explained to her what it was. I said, can you please pass this on to the relevant people in school because this girl's suffering?
Yeah.
Can we please help? And then I got a call from school in the morning. He identified the girl, obviously from my handwriting and everything else. He identified her. They pulled her in for like an emergency meeting, and then they found out the whole story. They protected her. They dealt with the issue, and they said we can't give you any details on it, but we're gonna sort it out. About 3 or 4 months later, I was washing my van outside the gym, and this woman came past. She went, "Are you Scot?" I went, "I am. Yeah. How can I help? Are you looking for the ships or anything?" She was like, No, you found a letter. That was my daughter.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, right, okay. She came up crying, gave me a big hug. And she went, I just want to thank you. You saved her life. And I was like, that's really nice. Just one of those things. Like I say, I don't get emotional that easily.
Yeah.
But when she just tell me, and then she said the school did this for her, and now we've got her into this class now, and the other girls have apologised, and it's stopped now. That's all stopped. She's doing well in school now, and all this kind of stuff. And I went home to her. Bev was like, "You're never going to believe this."
Brilliant.
It was just a nice little story, but it just shows sometimes you just give a shit a little bit.
Just give a shit, a lot of the time it is about giving a shit.
And the easy thing was to do is go, mental.
Or like not even notice the piece of paper
It's the way I see it. I've always seen it. I think because a few people have helped me in life, like I've mentioned today. I just see myself as being in a position to actually make a difference, and if you don't, I think it's a crime.
Well, you certainly are making a difference.
We've worked with, before COVID and ever since, we worked with Rob and Faye from Path to Progress, who have had to sadly shut down, working with the homeless. So they used to go into town on the weekend and feed the homeless and clothe them and stuff. So part of the bat signal, when I don't got any old jackets and like sleeping bags and jumpers, I'll come pick them up. I've got nothing else, I can't work. So I'll come and pick them up. So Bev and I were just travelling all around the northwest, picking up clothes and stuff. We had about 60 bin bags. I've got a Vito van full, just full of kit.
Wow.
And we just took it out, and we were doing that for over a year. It was that funny. We were having something to eat in West Coast, and we looked out the window, and it looked like it was an expedition about to go up Mount Everest. All these homeless guys got all the gear ski jackets on and sleeping bags and rucksacks everywhere. It was awesome.
All got kitted up.
Yeah, they're all kitted out.
Right, Scott, we're going to move on to...
Fantastic.
Honestly, mate, that's so inspiring. And we sometimes ask a question like, what does Blackpool need more of? But I think you've just answered it in your story, which is...
A lot more engagement, a lot of people stepping up and actually, if they can make a difference, just make a difference. Like we said before, we feel like we can't make a difference, but... if everyone makes a little difference, those little differences become a big difference, and you notice it.
There's so much humanity in your story, with seeing the best in people, trying to create environments where we can build strong friendships, mentorships, all that sort of stuff. So that's
great ideas as well.
And if anyone's interested in doing martial arts, there's lots of gyms in Blackpool. You have to come to mine. They've got us. There's about 5 or 6. Anyone asks for recommendations, I always pass them on to everyone. I don't need people just to come to my gym. As long as you're doing something.
That's it, innit?
There's good boxing gyms, there's good martial arts gyms and stuff. It'd be nice if we could all get equal kind of funding. And there's a lot of money out there, but
there's a lot of, like you say, there's a lot of funding streams, there's a lot of competition, but there's also a lot of people that can benefit from this, and it's about finding a solution to move forward in it and making sure that incredible programs like that can continue and don't have to stop because of something like funding.
And like that sort of format that you've got would work anywhere in the world. Really, like
I've got people messaging me from all over the country. There's guys in Preston started doing it now. Because we've seen your programme, it's really good. And the guys in Blackburn, Manchester.
Brilliant.
Do you mind if we use it? I went, I don't own it. It's an idea. I don't own an idea. If you want any help on how I do it and how I run it, I'll send them details through.
Well, I mean, even that. How many people would go, oh, well, actually, you can...
I'll put a name on it and then charge more.
You can pay for a franchise.
Franchise.
Yeah, it's not my thing. If other people are going to benefit from it, we've got friends of mine in Salford running one now. It's awesome. Newcastle, all over now. It's great.
Smashing. And Blackpool's the beating heart of that. And how good's that? So we're going to do some quick fire questions now, right? Shall I go first?
We've got
them written out there.
There's a script.
Right. What's your favourite Blackpool word? What do you think people say in Blackpool?
I think sound.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said sound. Yeah.
Everyone says that, don't they?
Mine was saying double good.
Yeah, double good. Yeah, that's double good.
One, what's your fave like? Do you play favourite like local band or performer, or any, do you ever go and watch anybody?
I'm not
in a
massively.
band?
I like
Do you ever go to a bandstand in the summer or anything like that? No?
I like music, but I like.
You like what you
Boogie
like.
Bar, Soul Suite, that kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
music. Bev's amazing music. She knows all about the music.
Yeah.
I never went to live bands or live music. It's not been my thing until I started hanging around with Bev, and then that's kind of educated
Little
me.
Black Pug and Soul Suite,
Yeah, amazing.
great bars for Northern Soul, Motown
I love
music.
all that.
Yeah, brilliant.
I love all that kind of music.
What's your favourite Blackpool memory?
I don't know. Really, it'd be hard to say. I've shared most of them today, I think.
Would it be opening your first gym or something
I
like
think
that?
so. I think it would be opening up my first gym. Obviously, with my son being born and things like that. But probably opening up my gym.
Smashing.
Yeah, having my own business when people told me I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Proving people wrong. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite pub or club or?
Puggy Bar probably is my favourite at the moment.
great,
It's just full of old knackers with Adidas trainers on. Can't
But
go wrong.
it's always got banging tunes on it.
Yeah,
It's Turning Northern and
Yeah,
Motown and that.
Wayne's a good guy as well. He's always says hello when we go in. It's a nice little bar. And Soul Suite's cool as well.
So what's your hidden gem? So what's something in Blackpool that we kind of know about, but outsiders might not like it? So the last one was Notriani's, by the way.
Yeah, Not Tries is a good one. But
Yeah.
I just think the promenade in summer is difficult to beat it.
I think
so.
we've said that.
When the sun's out and get on the prom, because I walk a lot, so I walk from South Shore to Cleveland and back. I like that little walk.
Little walk.
I was going to say, does that take you the weekend?
That's my bad back walk. If I get a bad back, I'll just walk. That'll be it.
Bev and I walk 30 miles. We just walk forever.
It's interesting because to tourists that wouldn't be hidden, but so many locals overlook the prom, don't they? They just think we just take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah, it's a good little walk. It's full of families as well now. If you go on a Sunday, if you start off at South Pier, it's just full of families.
Yeah.
And like from all over as well, not just from Blackpool, they're all from all over.
And the sunsets are belter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
It's like we can share it. You can.
Yeah.
We'll let you
so
in.
hidden, but I mean,
we'll let you in.
I think it's something that doesn't get enough credit, really.
That's exactly it. Yeah. If you're going in a gift shop in Blackpool, what are you buying?
I don't think I've been in a
Nothing.
gift shop. No, unless I was in a gift shop.
If you were someone you were going to get something from outside of Blackpool and you were going to buy in something from a gift shop, what would you get?
Rock.
Yeah, it's got to be Rock.
Blackpool
Yeah.
Rock.
I feel like we've set ourselves up for Rock all the time.
We should get a Rock endorsement, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we? Right. Okay. So one we've come up with is if you find a £10 note in your pocket and it's lunchtime on a Friday. You've got a £10 budget. Where in Blackpool are you going to treat yourself to dinner?
Spoons on it for a tenner.
For quick spoons.
For a tenner, you can't beat it, can you?
You're getting plenty for that, aren't you?
If I'm in town, if I'm driving about, I'll nip down to see Russ and get a nice burger.
Burger Hayne. Burger Hayne is
he's the man.
top
Russ.
class.
Good friend of mine, Russ.
Yeah.
I remember when he first started off, he was using the courtyard next to my gym on Talbot Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in because I was in the yard behind Savoy.
Yeah, that's
so we
what
did a couple of weeks in there, which we got all the free kind of testers. He's like, try this one, Craig, try this one. And
We were the same because next to the gym, they're all training. It was like,
and it smelled
amazing.
amazing.
Like trying to cut weight and stuff. They're like,
you come out, you've got like KFC blowing one way, Ross blowing
Proper discipline.
Those burgers are just
Burger Hayne.
Burger
we
Hayne.
had Burger Hayne last week, and it is always so fresh and tasty.
Yeah.
Mint, love it. Good shout, that Scott.
it's the
What's something you miss about Blackpool that's maybe not here anymore?
I think a sense of community.
Yeah,
I think so. I think the Blackpool community, selfishly, because obviously where we grew up, that's not there now. We don't have that playing out in the park as much, but one community gets replaced by another community. Like Central Drive now, someone talk about crime rates and stuff. We're number one. So where I live, number one, finally win something. But the community now, it's a different community.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily my community because it's mainly Eastern European and Muslim community.
Yeah.
But there's no crime. I don't see street crime.
no, there's
Because they're not kicking off in the street.
No,
They're
it's
working.
not.
They're either
No.
standing outside smoking and whatever else.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's not really any street crime.
No, not in the way that perhaps we see it in other places or
You can
whatever.
complain all you want that these people are here and there and everywhere, but the shops are full.
Yeah, but my dad says
Do you want empty shops or do
Yeah.
you want people thriving and actually working?
And society shifts, and we're a transient town, and we know that's part of our identity.
But yeah,
in many
when
respects.
people slate Central Drive to my dad, because in the shop, he always just says like, it works. Central Drive works, and it always has.
There's no empty shops.
No.
And
pretty much.
and,
A lot of them.
and I live off Central Drive, so I'm between Central Drive and Whitegate Drive, and I think it's maybe because we grew up around there that I don't feel
You feel it a little bit more.
I don't feel I never feel intimidated or threatened, but it's made out to be this kind of ghetto, and there's areas that.
So to walk down the street,
we've all got areas.
I'm not worried about walking down Central Drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the little North Face Mafia with the ballys on. They're the ones you're going to be a little bit worried about. I mean, half of them got 8 stone wet through anyway. So
but that sense of community. But it's great to hear from you and other guests on the podcast that there are pockets of that community, and it's about just maybe us stepping out.
I take my dog out some nights
and making it a thing again.
Football on River Park and then River School, and it makes you smile because that's what we did. The same sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, so maybe making it a bit more of a common thing across the town.
Yeah. So our final question is: what's your favourite thing about Blackpool?
I like Blackpool. I think people who don't like it have not been other towns.
Yeah.
I've travelled around Blackpool, around UK, quite a bit. It's great. Blackpool's got some. It's again promenade in summer. I don't think you can beat it.
No, it's got its own charm, hasn't it?
It has.
And
I do like it, and it's like Stanley Park and things like that, and the community there's a lot of good people in Blackpool. I think people don't realise that there is a lot of good people who are doing a lot of good things.
We're blind to a lot of the good, aren't we? Because we're so.
You people want to be negative.
Peppered with the negative.
There's people out there. If you see it, people doing a lot of these homeless stuff, helping homeless people and the food bank stuff, and there's a lot out there. There's a lot of good people out there doing things just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
we don't often shine a light on it, do we? So that's kind of what we.
It doesn't sell as much as the
negative
stuff, clickbait stuff.
Blackpool this and Blackpool that. Okay, well, travel around a little bit.
I think you're right there. Nothing gets shared more on Facebook than a grainy CCTV picture, doesn't it? We when we had the furniture shop, we've got 50% off. No one shares it. 50% off. We had our Henry Hoover stolen, right? And it honestly went viral.
Yeah.
Because we made a missing poster with his little face on it. It's like, Henry was stolen.
This town's not the same anymore. Like, nothing's sacred.
Nothing ever got stolen in the 60s. It's like, oh, all right.
But Scott, honestly, from behalf of me, Craig, and I'm sure the listeners and the people who are watching it, thank you so much for sharing your Blackpool story.
Thank you, buddy.
It's been an absolute pleasure to listen to your whole journey, but everything that you're doing at the minute in order to try and make our little town as good as it can be.
What we set out to do, you've done.
You've just smashed that in one episode.
Great.
Honestly, mate, you're perfect person to come on and share that positive perspective. And even when the chips are down, it's not over. It's about being resourceful. It's about finding a way forward, isn't it? But thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening. I've been Nathan.
I'm Craig.
Subscribe, follow, all that jazz. See you next time.
All the best. Thank you.